Young lady. Mistakes happen.
I did 300K my mom's house, my car, Leona car, my car, 2 boats. That's just 2 boats. That is 635K, yeah.
Before the bankruptcy whispers started swirling, Travis Hunter was out here showing off online like money was never gonna run out. But now Stephen A. Smith is putting him on blast, saying those flashy moves were nothing but reckless spending. And yeah, it might be his wife's latest scandal pushing the whole story into the spotlight. But Stephen is clear, the accountability still sits with Travis.
The big issue I have is with Travis Hunter. What in God's name would make you think that that's a good thing to tell the world?
She's a young woman, mistakes happen, he said. But the real question is, what really caused Travis Hunter's financial collapse and how is his wife tied into this mess? Let's lay it all out. The so-called Heisman Heroes empire is cracking fast. Travis Hunter, Jacksonville Jaguars golden pick, the 22-year-old two-way phenom drafted number 1. Second overall in 2025, wasn't just another star athlete. This man was a generational force, dominating at wide receiver and cornerback for Colorado, something the game hadn't seen since Charles Woodson back in '97. But while Travis was rewriting history on the field, trouble was brewing off it.
I don't believe that about Leona 1 second. And I don't want to hear anything about anything that she may have done years ago. She's a young lady. Come on, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? She ain't some seasoned grown woman who's experienced and living her life and, you know, manipulating things. And she's a young lady. Mistakes happen.
The Heisman Trophy in December 2024, a fat rookie deal. 4 years, $40.65 million, including a $30.6 million signing bonus. Life should have been locked in. Instead, storm clouds rolled in, and at the center was his wife, Leanna Nay. Her scandals, her alleged demands, and their wild spending spree had Travis's bank account running drier than a desert summer. And when Stephen A., the guy who never holds back, starts dissecting your marriage and money choices on TV, you know it's serious.
About to go into the National Football League. That's what you're about to do. You're about to get paid. In my eyes, this should be your most selfish time. You need to think about the people that you're involving in your life.
Now, at first glance, it might have sounded like Stephen was defending the couple, but no. He's been one of Hunter's harshest critics, especially over one jaw-dropping decision: marrying without a prenup. From the jump, the warning signs were flashing. A young athlete suddenly swimming in millions but no legal protection? Reports say Travis and Leanna tied the knot in May 2025, with zero prenup in place. Analysts and financial experts couldn't believe it. Imagine going from broke college kid to millionaire overnight, then risking half of it because you didn't get the paperwork done. But that wasn't even the worst part. Once the NFL money hit, Travis and Leanna went on a spending binge that made jaws drop. Reports say Hunter dropped about $600,000 on luxury cars just for her, including a custom black Mercedes AMG 63 Brabus 800 worth over $200,000 that he revealed during their wedding reception.
His name was called. I instantly was gonna, if you watch the video, you can see me but his mom didn't get up. So I was like, oh, maybe I don't get up, maybe I just sit here with her. So I sat there and then y'all said Coach Prime had to tell me to get up. No, he didn't. He said, go get him. Go get your man. And once Travis stood up, but he didn't have to do that because I was gonna do that anyways. As soon as I seen Travis get up, then I thought it was appropriate to stand up, greet him, congratulate him.
Then came the $3.275 million mansion in a gated Jacksonville community. 7 bedrooms, 13 rooms total, tennis court, pool, 4-car garage, sitting on 7.5 acres. Straight movie star lifestyle. And let's not forget the $100,000 engagement ring, the $20,000 Turks and Caicos honeymoon, plus non-stop pricey gifts that had financial advisors ready to scream into pillows. Stephen A. Smith has been hammering this point across multiple shows. Sudden wealth can destroy athletes if they don't respect it. And in his eyes, Travis Hunter is becoming the textbook example. The warning signs were screaming from the jump. Financial experts had been sounding alarms on Travis Hunter's reckless spending from the moment that rookie contract was signed. A top divorce lawyer, James Sexton, even went public offering free prenups to the entire 2025 draft class, and he singled out Hunter's marriage as the cautionary tale.
This YouTuber here exposed the fact that Travis Hunter's girlfriend worked at a strip club, but in what capacity? Was she a stripper Or did she have other?
But the real smoke came from the internet chatter about Leanna's motives. People online started calling her a straight-up gold digger. And they weren't whispering either. They pointed to her $sign tattoo on her ring finger, the way she supposedly ignored Travis's DMs until his football career took off, and how comfortable she seemed swimming in expensive gifts. And when you run the numbers, it's wild. Travis himself admitted he burned through about $635,000 early on, $300,000 on a house for his mom, $250,000 on cars for himself and Leanna, nearly $80,000 on boats.
What was they expecting her to do?
I don't have to decide I know I don't have to defend myself in no clowns. I'm not defending myself. I'm defending my girl. Cause she's not gonna get on here and talk. She just hurt. You know, she upstairs. She been crying all day. You know, cause people trying to attack her character. Like, they don't know her. They ain't never talked to her before. So I'm gonna protect my girl.
And that's not even counting the endless extras flying out of his account. The problem? This wasn't a seasoned NFL vet with multiple contracts. Travis hadn't even played a single pro game yet. Every dollar he blew came from future money that could vanish with one injury or one bad season. Stephen A. Smith knows that better than anyone, and he was blunt. These weren't just bad purchases, they were dangerous habits. Stephen warned about the sharks in your circle and how being careless with money can trap a young star. And in Hunter's case, keeping up with Leanna's lifestyle was becoming a ball and chain that could affect every decision he made. Disaster wasn't just possible, it was barreling toward him like a freight train with no brakes. By the time December 2024 rolled around, the whole thing blew wide open. On December 14th, Travis won the Heisman Trophy, the first wide receiver in decades to claim it, the first true two-way player since Charles Woodson. It should have been the greatest night of his life, but instead, it lit the fuse. Cameras caught the first red flag live.
Anyway. Pray for my man Travis Hunter. There's rumors that his current girl is pregnant, but you know that's only rumors. It came out basically came out a month ago. People saying that their wedding, she seemed like she had a baby bump.
Leanna's half-hearted reaction when his name was announced. She barely stood up until Deion Sanders gave her a nudge, and the clip went viral instantly. People said she looked more annoyed than proud, and the internet started eating it up. Days later, things got uglier. Old photos and videos began resurfacing, painting a picture that didn't match the supportive girlfriend brand she'd been pushing. Then came the bombshell. A YouTuber dropped a video claiming Leanna had worked as a stripper in Atlanta when she was 18 or 19. The receipts showed clubs where you had to be 21 to bartend, meaning her story of just bartending didn't add up. The fallout was immediate. In today's NFL, endorsements are gold. And brands don't play when drama gets messy. Companies that had been circling Hunter for million-dollar deals backed off fast, not wanting their image tied to scandal. And this was just the opening round. The avalanche of revelations about Leanna was only getting started.
Travis sat in my DM for 2 months is because he DM'd me when he had a girlfriend. And her name was in his bio, so I instantly knew he had a partner. So I exited the message and he sat there until he was single. I don't do home wrecking. I'm not a side piece. I don't stand for any of those things. I support women, so I would never do that to another woman.
Then came the real bombshells. Videos started popping up online that looked like Leanna caught in compromising situations with other men. Footage from 2020 and 2021 allegedly showed her twerking at parties, being intimate with another guy, and even answering so-called sneaky link messages. But the most damaging leak? Snapchat clips that appeared to show her in bed with another man, dated right around 2021. Defenders tried to brush it off, saying the timeline was before she and Travis were official. But the confusion only fueled speculation. People started questioning everything about their relationship. Was it even real, or just built on shaky ground from the start? The fallout hit Travis's wallet instantly. The backlash grew so loud he deactivated his Instagram, and that's a huge loss in today's NFL. Players rake in hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, through sponsored posts. Travis basically shut off one of his biggest revenue streams right when he needed it most. Still, he stood by Leanna. His emotional defense showed just how much the scandals were wrecking them both. But it also exposed a bigger issue. Travis wasn't thinking like a businessman anymore. He was spending massive amounts of cash just to keep her happy while the world dragged her name through the mud. That's not protecting wealth.
My type, I did not mean attractiveness. I don't have a physical type, period. No two men that I previously dated look the same. My first one was a white cowboy. Second one was a Mexican soccer player. Then I dated a black man who's a SoundCloud rapper. And then Travis. So I have never dated the same type physique.
That's walking straight into financial disaster. And then came another twist. Whispers that Leanna might be pregnant. If true, that meant even more financial obligations, stacked on top of no prenup, messy scandals, and money already burning like fire. The situation was looking more like a trap than a marriage. Stephen A. Smith wasn't the only one waving the red flag either. Former NFL stars like Des Bryant and Brandon Marshall even stepped in, publicly urging Travis to walk away before it ruined everything.
$300K, my mom's house, my car, Leona car, my car, 2 boats. That's just 2 boats. That is $635K.
They warned him flat out. His career, his money, his future, all of it was on the line for someone who might not be loyal to him at all. But just when people thought it couldn't get uglier, things spiraled further. The scandals, the reckless spending, the emotional decisions, they were all leading to one outcome: total financial collapse. And it was so massive, even Stephen A., who's seen decades of athletes lose fortunes, was left stunned at how fast this young star's empire was crumbling. By then, the industry itself had started taking notice. Sports analysts, financial experts, endorsement insiders, all pointing back to the start of Travis and Leanna's relationship. Every red flag was clear in hindsight, and together, they painted the picture of a downfall everyone saw coming, except Travis himself. Even the timeline of Travis Hunter and Leanna's relationship became messy proof for critics who said her intentions were never genuine.
It ain't about the money, chat. It's about the girl you have with you. She brings value to me. She makes me money, and she makes her own money. So if we gonna say she a gold digger, make sure you say I'm a gold digger too. Make sure you say I'm using her too, because she got money. She been had.
It all started back in 2020 when Travis slid into her DMs, and she left him on read for 2 whole months. Later, under public fire, she gave an explanation that sounded more like an excuse than the truth. Critics pounced on the holes in her story. She'd gone on record saying Travis wasn't her type. If that was real, why was she keeping tabs on his relationship status so closely? Why jump in only once his football career was catching steam? To many, it looked like Leanna had been playing the long game, waiting until his star was rising before she made her move. She tried to clean it up, saying not her type was about personality, not looks. But by early 2022, the two went Instagram official, and Travis was already spoiling her with gifts that had jaws dropping. At the same time, his NIL value was skyrocketing after his transfer to Colorado, and the timing was just too convenient for experts watching the money trail. And Hunter himself didn't hide it. He casually admitted to dropping around $635,000 in that short, early phase of their relationship. The way he brushed it off like pocket change showed just how little he understood about money management. But what made advisors panic was the pattern. Every big purchase seemed to circle back to Leanna. Luxury cars, lavish trips, a lifestyle that escalated with every new dollar he earned. By early 2025, only months after his rookie contract hit, whispers were already swirling that Hunter was facing cash flow problems. Imagine that, one of the biggest rookie contracts in NFL history, and he was still living paycheck to paycheck. Then the gold digger accusations hit full volume. Fans accused Leanna of bleeding him dry, while Hunter doubled down defending her, saying she makes some money. Instead of silencing critics, that line only fueled suspicion, making it sound like their bond had become transactional, like love was tied directly to his bank account. The breaking point came in August 2025. Rumors exploded that Leanna was quietly preparing for divorce. And here's the kicker. With no prenup in place, she could walk away with half of everything he'd earned, including his massive NFL contract money. Insiders said the potential settlement could be astronomical, enough to gut his fortune before his career even hit its prime. For Travis Hunter, the red flags weren't just waving, they were smacking him in the face. But by then, it looked like it might already be too late. The timeline of Travis Hunter and Leanna's relationship told a story that was impossible to ignore. From that 2-month silence when she first left him on red, to the sudden flood of expensive gifts once his money started rolling in, to the engagement timed perfectly as he entered the NFL. To financial experts, it all screamed of someone who understood the dollars tied to romance and played it like a chess game. What worried NFL veterans and money managers most was the dynamic set from day one. Expensive gifts weren't a bonus. They were the expectation. And once that kind of lifestyle is established, it only escalates. Behind closed doors, sources said the Jaguars organization was uneasy. Publicly, they backed their prized rookie. Privately, they were concerned about his focus, with coaches noting his inconsistency and uncharacteristic mental errors at practice. The financial stress started showing in other ways too. Travis's Instagram, once a carefully crafted highlight reel, turned into chaos. One week it was lavish vacations and cars. The next, he was deleting posts and disappearing for days. It painted the picture of a young star desperately trying to maintain the illusion of stability while drowning in real-life problems. And the money troubles weren't just overspending. Legal landmines piled on too. The leaked content tied to Leanna sparked threats of lawsuits, and even bogus cases can eat hundreds of thousands in legal fees. The whispers got louder. Insiders claimed Hunter was even being told to consider bankruptcy protection, not just for debt, but to shield himself if divorce proceedings kicked off. Imagine that, a 22-year-old millionaire, already staring down the nightmare of losing half his fortune before his career even peaked. The tragedy here? It was all preventable. The red flags were there from the very beginning. The ignored DMs, the "he's not my type" comments, the sudden switch when his earning power exploded, the non-stop spending spree. Advisors warned him. Veterans warned him. Even Stephen A. Smith practically begged him to wise up. And yet, the advice was ignored. Now the sports world is left watching with morbid fascination as one of football's brightest young stars risks losing it all. Not from injury, not from failed investments, but from choices about love, money, and trust that could erase a fortune faster than any opponent on the field. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.